All right, so welcome everybody to Math 25. This is statistics. It's probably one of the required classes to go into many other fields here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just change my screen to the class itself. So I'm going to go through quite a few things here. First of all, let's go over the syllabus. Then we're going to go over the schedule for the class. We'll go over what I have on Canvas, and I'm writing this down so I don't forget here. And then we're going to go to what in the world is MyLab Math. So, and then if there are any questions, we'll keep on going. So each one of these here, I'll kind of ask for questions at the end. So this meeting that we're having right now, this is the class meeting right here, and it's going to be recorded, and the recording video is going to be underneath right here. So, and this is just a way for me to get to know you guys a bit. At the same time, I'll go over the class stuff, not in a video format, but actually in a meeting format here. So let's go for it. First things first, you can find the syllabus right here. Or if you want to, I have the teacher version here. You should be able to click on files and find them in the files menu here. So let's click on the syllabus first. All right, and if you want to see in this small little window, I prefer not to see it that way. I just prefer to download it. Right here, it'll kind of come into my download window. At least I can see the whole thing now easily. So this is C11 Fall 2024, and it is an online class. The textbook, which I already got some emails about, is that right there. And the question is, do we need a physical textbook? You do not need a physical textbook because you will be in the publisher website, and they do have a PDF version of the textbook. But in case some students do want it, I usually have 1 or 2 students per semester. They want a physical textbook in their hand, and that's why I put that on there. All right, and the hours I am available would be this right here. This is for my face-to-face class. I'm there on Mondays, pretty much all day. And then for you guys, I will be available 1 to 2 p.m. and then 5 to 6 p.m., such as what we're doing right now. So Tuesday, Thursdays, 5 to 6, I'll just go in online, and I will set up a Zoom. It'll probably be right above the syllabus. It'll just say tutoring hours, and then you click on it. There's my office phone number. In case you call, I most likely will not be there because I'm only there maybe Mondays, if at all, but that's okay. Leave a voice message. It goes directly to my email. And if you want to send me an email, there it is right there. So I will respond there for that here. And then Math 25 is probability and statistics. And so we are going to learn all this good stuff right here. There's a lot, but that's okay. We'll go through it here. And then the student learning outcomes, the math teachers at West Hills or Kalinga College got together. We kind of think that these are like the 3 main pieces of the class. So towards the end of the class, there will be a exam on those here, but I'll give you guys a study guide for it and everything else. The other piece here, institutional learning outcomes, that's just something that's required in the syllabus here, but essentially it is all the classes that you take at Kalinga College should land under one of these 7 categories. So if you take communication competency, that's technically talking about your English classes and your communication classes. Critical thinking or analytical inquiry, that's more talking about like your history classes, political science classes, and we land it right here. So this is quantitative reasoning or reasoning with numbers. That's number 3, and that's where our class falls under. And so the way I've developed this class is you have 2 different options for kind of how you want to go through the class. So you can go through the class using my videos that I've made on YouTube, which we'll go to in a while here. Then also, you could get it by going to the My Math Lab, or MyLab Math it's called now. And you can go to the video section, and I'll explain that as we get to the MyLab Math portion here. We can probably do this here if you want to. Let me see if I can click on that. Nope. So I'm going to try it here. Let's see. So this is pop it in from here. about 2 years ago, I recorded every single lecture for the class itself. We gotta watch. We gotta watch an advertisement here. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna let that load here. The rest of the stuff here. So about 2.5 years ago, I recorded pretty much all my lectures for the class from beginning to end. And so what we have here is pretty much a recording of the class in its entirety. And so if you notice, it's 1.1. Yep, you just kind of. And we stop there. So we don't need to do the whole course right now. If you do want to see, this is what the cover of the textbook looks like right here. So it's the 7th edition, Elementary Statistics by Ron Larson and Betsy Barber. So that link should take you to here. Let me back up just a little bit here. Hold on, get out of the. Yeah. Okay, that's what I want. I want to get out of the mode. There it is. Okay. So if you notice right over here, underneath this little site here, you will actually have a playlist, and it'll give you all the rest of them as well. So that's 1.1 over here. This will be 1.2. And then over here, notice it'll pop up here. It'll be Math 25 lectures. So clicking on this will get you all the different playlists completely, from start to finish. So this is a real class going on. You'll have questions of students come through as well, and I'll be answering them as we go through it. But that's one kind of direct way you guys can get all the information that you need for the class, and probably the best way, in my opinion. But it'll be your choice how you want to get the content here. So the next up is you're going to have online homework to do. It is on the MyLab and Mastery site, which we'll get into. But essentially, you'll do all your homework there. Please make sure the due dates on assignment are on that website, because Canvas, it screws it up sometimes. So don't rely on the calendar on Canvas for the due dates. Make sure that you know your homework assignment dates. And then also, because it's a company that goes to all the colleges in the whole United States, the expiration, when it says that day at 11:59, it's technically 8:59 because it's on Eastern Standard Time. All right, and what you're going to have also is the midterm exams. So after chapter 5, you'll take an exam. I already have the study guide published for it here, so I'll tell you where that is. And by the time you get through chapter 5, you should have a good understanding of what's on the midterm. All right, also there will be discussion boards, as some of you guys already have done and turned in. And so pretty much every week or every other week, there'll be some kind of discussion post. All right, as I talked about the student learning outcome exam, there it is. It is worth 100 points, and the study guide is posted already. And then, of course, you will have a final exam. So what you should do, if you want to stay in the class, is, hopefully you've done this already here, but email me stating that you want to stay in the class on the first day. And also what you would have to do is you would have to sign up for the MyLab and Mastery course. It is a 14-day free trial, so for the first 2 weeks, you get to determine if you would like to stay in the class. After that, there is a fee. It is about $80 or $85. It's kind of like buying a textbook. So it's an $80 fee to use the MyLab and Master site for the rest of the semester. All right, and there's some contact information here. So if you have some general questions, please email me. If you do need help with the workload and everything else, then I suggest you attend the office hours that we have. And if you're just really, really stuck on a homework question, don't hesitate. Just email me, and I'll usually send a video explanation of it here. So online office hours, there it is. We don't have the NC class with this one, so I just have them posted. I'll post it in the regular class. All right, and then just some key information here. The drop date for this class is, if you want to, you say this is not for me, You do have about 7 days though, because it's such a compact class here. This will, if you drop before this date, it will never appear in your transcript as if you've never taken the class. It just did not fit. If you drop by the 22nd of November, then it will appear on your transcript with a W saying that you withdrew. And if you're staying in after that date, then a letter grade has to be issued for you. So just make sure right here, it says if you want to drop this class, make sure that you drop the class yourself and then you verify that you've dropped it. All right, the way I do my grading system is online homework will be 20% of your grade. Midterm will be a 30. All the discussion boards come together would be 10%. SLO exam is 10%, and the final is 30% of your grade. And the other little condition is that the average between your midterm and your final grade has to be 70%. That's all. And then the last piece is conduct. Just means if you do wrong things in the class, I do have the option to drop you for that. All right, and the last page here. We do have a lot of support services at Coalinga College. If you want to take the time to investigate any one of those, the one particular I want to highlight is if you know you have a learning disability or you think you might have a learning disability, please take the time to contact that phone number. They will do a test and then you'll get some accommodations for the class. Please do so pretty soon so that you can get accommodations early. Okay, I know that was a whirlwind of information here, so I'm going to do this here. I'm going to stop my share, and I'm just going to ask if there are any questions on the syllabus itself. And
no, I have a question on the My Lab though.
yeah, we'll get there just a bit here.
Okay.
Is that perfect? Yeah, thank you so much. All right, let me do the next share. And this one's going to be about the schedule. So let me go back to this. Go back to the home page. And I try to make the home page pretty much everything you need right here. So let me move this a little bit further away here so it's not bothersome. Okay, so the next piece is the schedule right here. Clicking on that. And again, I prefer the download version since you're not looking into a smaller window here. All right, and I try to put as many things as I can here, and I think I got everything here. So the first day, email me saying that you want to stay in the class, sign up from the My Lab and Mastery. And then we do have a discussion board number 1 that's due on Wednesday. And then here's all the chapter dates for homework that are due. This class is an 8-week class. It is probably the most compact that we've ever ran this class. And so there's a lot of things that come up really, really fast. So by the end of the 2 weeks are gone, I do want you guys to do a little grade check, which is email me to tell me just how you're doing in the class itself, what's going on, making sure that you're okay. And then I'll send you guys grade checks as we come up. So notice I've kind of broken up that almost every kind of Wednesday or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there's kind of something due. So that's kind of like the piece. I figured that'd be the best way to sort of break up a college class. So then we got discussion board number 4 is due. We go into your midterm, and after you take your midterm, then again, it's a grade check. Back to me here just to tell me how you're doing. We do have Veterans Day and Thanksgiving. There is no class, so there's nothing I can tell you that is due on those. Some people do take the extra time to do work anyways, but officially I can't have anything due on those days. All right, and then as we get into the final stretch after chapter 8, I do another grade check for you guys here as we get into the last 2 chapters of the textbook. And the final, there's my SLO exam, there it is. And then your final is scheduled for the 4th of December. And then the class officially ends the 6th of December. So there it is. I suggest as you download the schedule, just have it with you somewhere. If your desk, wherever you work at for this class, just so you can have that. And some students even just cross out dates as we go or cross out the assignments as they finish them. So there's that. Okay, and I'm going to go back real quick here to here. All right, and I just want to go through the Canvas site as well here. So that was the first intro. There's a little quick video of me in here, introducing me here. And then each one of these here is going to be just weekly assignments. So there's going to be 8 of them by the time we finish, but this is just a quick introductory saying hello. And then what you need to do for the week. All right, this one is just resources. This has been gathered throughout the semesters I've taught this class. And if you see there's another discussion board on resources, that's where I usually pull them from. This is just a good graphing calculator. MATH-025 is a good calculator in general online if you need one. PhotoMath is a pretty cool calculator for your cell phone. There's some online calculators. And then here, just some YouTube tutors, the organic chemistry tutor. He does chemistry, he does math, he does all kind of like the sciencey stuff. That's a good one. This one has been recommended throughout the years, Mario's Math Tutoring. He just has a lot of good topics, seems to explain well. And this is mine. I'm going to change this up. I'm going to move it down here. So the Khan Academy, they do have a full statistics course. If you say, Mr. Ng, I am not understanding you very well. So if you want to go to FALL, see if he can explain it for you as well, just to get you a new flavor of that here. And then here it is. They should be all in order. I have discussion board number 1, and the due date is listed right here, just so you know what that would be. Discussion board number 2, and then this one actually does need to be moved down because this is due a little bit later. So I'm going to move it down to here. Nope. All right, I'm messing up here. 1 second here. Let me do that. Let's move this whole thing down. There you go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So then the due dates here are printed. So this is the 16th of October. This will be the 18th, which is that Friday. Then we got the 21st, and I'm just going to just check here as we go, make sure they're all listed in order. All right, so for chapter 1, if you want to see, this is the PowerPoints that I have. Again, download button is probably the best one. And this will correlate to my videos that I have online. And so if you want to watch my videos, I pretty much just go through each of these pieces here. Let's see if they'll do what it needs to do. Yay, all right. And I think we saw this one on the video right here. Saw that one, and then we saw this one on the video. So again, exactly what I have here. The highlighted sections are something that the face-to-face class, they would take notes on as they do it. So there's all those pieces there. All right, back up to here. I notice my due dates are just slightly off on a few of them here. So, all right, and the rest of the class kind of just flows that way here. So there's the videos, and if you want to go, so you have one of 2 ways to reach my videos. You can go through here. And let me just check to make sure it works here. So when you go to this one, it doesn't launch it. Should be able to click right here. So I mean, it launches, okay, it goes to Google, okay. So I'll fix that just to make sure it's fixed. These ones I believe do work pretty well. So print out your PowerPoint slides here, and then just click on the video. At this point, you can watch it inside this little window right here. You have the option of just clicking and watching it on YouTube itself. But pretty much it's the same exact video that we just watched earlier. So you have a link from the syllabus onto my videos, and then you have a link to each individual pieces from here. I'm going to just stop that so we don't have to go through that again. All right, and the rest of the course, here it is. I need to just check as we're here on the video here. I'm going to check the due dates to make sure they all match. So this one is due the 25th. That one's due the 22nd. So I'm going to move this down just a bit here. 25, I'll do the same time. And November, yep, that's correct. All right, then let's get to the midterm. So the midterm study guide is right here. Clicking on it and then download it. So you know right away what's going to be on the midterm. There are 20 questions on the midterm. And you know the sections that they're coming from. And then you also know the directions right here. Distinguish between descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, and make inferences. And that's going to be a question that's going to be on the midterm. So when you are doing homework for chapter 1.1 and you get to these questions right here on the homework in 1.1, just take extra note of them, right? And just so you know, you'll see this question just like it a little bit later on the midterm. All right, let me go back to my homepage here, and let me scroll down slowly. Okay, so we're at the midterm spot. Grade check after that. We got chapter 6, 7 grade check, 8 grade check, and then we got the last few exams in the class here. So here's a study guide for the SOL exam. And again, just so you know what's going to be on there. This is going to take a short enough to kind of see inside the video here, inside the window. So it's those, notice there's those 3 things from the syllabus. It tells you what questions are. There'll be 5 questions. They technically come from 3.2. If you want to go back to study for it, and this is the directions for it. And then again, the next set of questions are going to come from 6162 and then 7273. All right, and then the last part is the final exam. Study guide for that. And so my suggestion, I would probably print out the midterm study guide, then I would print out the final study guide, and notice the first question of both of them are exactly the same. There it is. So again, from 1.1, saying give me a distinction between descriptive and inferential, and then make some inferences. All right, so in my mind is the lecture notes are there. They lead to homework. And then from homework leads to the midterm. And then to midterm and final. So you should see questions that sort of pop up more and more as you get to the exam stage of the class. All right, so I'm going to go back to here. Again, I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to ask any questions so far on the schedule or the Canvas site itself. All right, I'm going to go with going once, going twice. Sold. Okay, so now let's move on to the other portion here real quick here. So let's go to this one right here. So it's called the MyLab and Mastery. This is where you're going to work most of the time. You're going to work over here. Clicking on this, you'll see the teacher version of it a little bit here. So when you just first log in, what's going to happen, I think you have a blue button over here, which means you're not registered for the class yet. You click on it, it's going to ask you for your email. It's going to ask you for your, like a passcode, and then you'll be entered into the class. And that allows you to have 14 days as a free trial. Now I'm going to enter the class itself though. And let's go with it here. So some students, this is the grade book. So I'm going to go to assignments here. So here's what the assignments look like. So section 1.1 is here, and they'll just go all the way down in order. Notice there are certain sections that are missing. So 2.1 and 2.2. I usually skip those. There's no need to do those here. And then at the end of chapter 6, end of chapter 7, I skip those. And then when the midterm and the final become available, sometimes students have a hard time finding it. It's going to be all the way down on the bottom. The midterm final, it becomes available, but you got to go scroll here in order to click on it. So, but let's go back up here real quick here. And I'm going to go to homework assignment 1. Looks just like this. You click on question 1, a pop-up window is going to appear. All right, and there it is. So here's some homework questions. How is a sample related to a population? And I better get this right if I'm the teacher here. The sample is the collection of all outcomes responses. Sample is a subset of the population. It is C right over here. So you're going to find out that chapter 1 is all really about definitions. And if you get it right, you get a little check mark, green check mark, and you go with it here. This one, I'm going to mess it up. Cool. And it says you can try again. You can actually try a lot of times on this one here. I just want to make sure that you guys are making sense of the homework. That's the whole point here. And then you keep on going. Good. A few little things here that are, there should be one that says view a sample, use an example here, but there's an ask my instructor if you really are stuck. There's a textbook if you need to go to, and this is a software that has capabilities to do stats. As we go later on in the course, we can do a few of those and it'll be comfortable to do those here. So the textbook we'll see in just a bit here. So this is your homework assignment. Most of the time you will be in here doing a whole bunch of questions. Good, and then let me jump out of this one. Okay, and then let's go to the next piece right here. Here's your stat crunch as well. You can just get to it directly here. But I do want to go over here to something called chapter content. So if you want to go and take a look at the textbook itself, you click on it here and you can get to section 1.1. There's your ebook right there. It does take you to a different website. They are connected to each other. And sometimes the teacher website doesn't work because it recognizes you as a teacher and then says you are not a student. But let's see if it works here. All right, so there's your PDF version of the textbook in case you need it, in case you need to see it here and read it yourself. So that you don't need a physical textbook. Some students, usually 1 or 2 or 3 per class, they still want a physical textbook. So in that case, you want to try out different avenues for that. All right, the other piece that I want to show you is something called the multimedia library right here. So clicking on that, and let's just do chapter 1 since that's where we're in right now here. So if you click on chapter 1, Intro to Statistics, there's a whole bunch of different activities here that you can do here. The few things I'm going to focus on. So don't do the sections. You can do the whole entire chapter. You can select all if you like. And it tells you from the publisher perspective what you have. So you got a few things here. So you can go to the textbook as well. We just saw that already. Or we can do, you can go to the introductory videos per section, and this would be a person from the publisher that has made videos to go through. And I'm going to click off of that. The other part is right over here. The other videos these are all videos that are connected to these sections. So if you need to go through a piece like, hey, how do I convert decimals to percents? I totally forgot to do that. How to do that. So you can do that here. And as you get later on in the course, you get those, you get things that are really related to the course. Since this is intro, you have just some math concepts that you should be familiar with before going on. All right, then they also have some applets that you can play around with if you like in the course. There's those pieces, but in my mind, if you want to do these videos, if you don't want to do my videos off of the course itself. Okay, so there it is. There's your other option just to get the content of the class itself. So I know that was a lot of stuff at you here at once here. I'm going to stop the share and see if anybody has any questions here. Okay, none. Okay. And if you do have chime in real quick here, I want to point out one more thing I totally forgot about the video when we did Canvas. Clicking on here. each of these sections where we do chapter 1 and chapter 2, each of them have something called a student cafe for chapter 1. So this is a chance for you as students to interact with one another in regards to the content of the class. If you're stuck on a question, you can go here as well. And click on reply. You can click on, and you can just say, I'm stuck on number 3. Does anyone know how to do number 3? And I will check these from time to time. But if you can, and if you have done already number 3, and if you want to answer a student, go for it. Please ask, please help the student out. I'll sometimes give extra credit if I see a person that's going to really go in here and helping out other students through the content here. So the student cafe is for you guys to interact with one another, help each other out as you guys go through the class. Okay, I think now I've covered everything here. So let me come off screen here and you talk to me. Does anyone have any other questions about the class itself? And Miriam, did I answer your question about the MyLab math portion?
Well, my question was really simple. It was just more on purchasing the access to it.
Uh-huh.
I noticed that from my understanding, if I purchase a book, the book will have a code to access it.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah. So if you purchase a new textbook,
Yeah.
there's a lot of them out there because it's a fairly older book already. But if you do get a new book, it will have an access code to go into the MyLab Math. Perfect.
Okay. I just did notice I did see a new book for 140 and the access code is like 8090. So I was just kind of, in between either purchasing a new book or just the code. So
Yep. Perfect. Yeah, that's a choice. Yeah, you'll have to make here. The other option I would like to give you most likely is if you wanted to go rent the textbook. And it's going to be almost the same, maybe a little bit of a cost savings here. Chegg.com, that one does have books for rent. And let's see if we can find one. 1 second here. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to find, let's go back to this one. Let's go back to the syllabus. I just need to get so let me give you guys some options here. So I'm going to copy the ISBN number, go to here, and I'm going to look for books to rent or buy. And again, renting obviously is not going to have the code in it, but just to give you some cost views of it here. All right, there's our book right here. So if you did want to rent the textbook, it is 16 bucks to rent for the semester and just have a hard copy. Otherwise, you also know that you are going to pay the $85, $90 for the access. So if you do need a physical textbook, that's another option as opposed to buying a totally new book. And if you did want to buy it, yeah, there's a 35, which is about 35 plus 90. You're going to be almost the same price as 140. Oh wow, hold on. Am I screen projecting or no?
no.
No, I did all that without screen projecting. Here it is. So it's called Chegg.com. And I just put in the ISBN number, which is this one right here, into the search field from the syllabus. And it did come up with our textbook right over here. So the option you have is renting it for the semester for $16, then getting the access code, which will probably come out a little bit over $100, just barely. That's one option. You can buy one just to have, if you really like statistics and you really want to have this book for a long time, you can buy it. Otherwise, I'd probably say rent. Also, Amazon.com probably should have used or rent or maybe even new books at that point for that one. That's another option. Okay. I'm gonna stop share. Is that good there with that one with the Chegg.com site? I think
Yeah. It's good to have options.
Yeah, let me do this. So let me do Amazon, and let's see. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, yeah, perfect. So there's that one. Again, a little more expensive. Let's click on it to see what it is. It's 140. As a list price. Used to be 273. All right. But so ebook, which you have already anyways, right? No sense for that. But you have used copies, and then the new, just to make sure, just yeah, if you do this one and you want the new copy, just to make sure you have the new copy if you want the access code with it. Okay, I'm going to go back to here, then to here. All right, and then I'm going to go with stop share. Are there any other questions for the class? All right, if not, then I will conclude the recorded portion of this class, of this video real quick here. Stop recording. So all the students here, thank you so much please watch the video. And if you have any questions, please email me questions after watching the recorded video.